What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Dreamin', so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Okay, guys, let's talk about SPS staking. And obviously, I guess this is a follow-up to the SPS rental market having collapsed. And as you can see here, let's go over to manage, and you can see the market, and there are no bids currently. So that kind of sucks. So I guess what I wanted to talk through is like, what are your other options? If you don't want to stake, what are your other options in order to maybe earn something on SPS? Now, keep in mind, in order to just earn in the game, like SPS has utility. So staking it still has value just from a gameplay perspective. And none of what I'm about to say is financial advice at all. I'm just giving you other areas in which you can explore, do your own research, and see the opportunities. But here's the thing. I don't even know what the actual APR of staking SPS is right now for simply the passive rewards, right? I'm not talking about the rewards that you earn in game because that's on top of this, but you do get SPS staking rewards as well as vouchers. And right now on the website, the company's listing this as 11.56%, but I don't think that's accurate. And when you go over to Peak Monsters, they're listing it at 9.06%, and they have, it broken down 5.17% from SPS, 3.89% from vouchers. Again, the voucher price and the fact that it's up now, over 2 cents versus when it was even below a penny, probably plays into that just a little bit, but there's also a lot of SPS stake. And so that's 9.06 for there. And then Splinter Cards actually shows even less, 8.4. So what is the true number? I have no idea. And, you can just look at those three. I would probably bet it's the lowest or on the lower end. So 8.4 to 9% is probably my best guess. I don't know why it wouldn't be updated like that on the team, but I always noticed that theirs was higher compared to the other places out there. So the thing is, the only other place that you can really park it is going to be in liquidity pools. And so I wanted to go through and actually just compare. Again, if you want to participate in liquidity pools, understand the benefits, but also understand the downsides. And the one thing I'm going to mention is impermanent loss. And I'm not going to explain it here because it's a much more difficult concept to grasp, but I want you to make sure that you are aware. I want to make sure that you are aware of what it is, or sorry, not what it is, but that it is a risk in terms of the amount. Like, let's say you put in 100 SPS and 100 of swap.hive or something like that, or DEC, $100 of each, right? That doesn't mean that when it's time to pull it out, you're going to actually earn something from it, or that you would have the same 100 SPS or whatever it is. So I just want to make sure that we call that out. So in terms of looking at what is currently paid for SPS, you can see here that there is the SPS BNB pool, which is on the Binance Smart Chain, right? You can go and do that through PancakeSwap. That's paying out 13.26%, so that's not terrible. DEC SPS is 11.96%, so you would just pair DEC and SPS, and that's going to be on Hive Engine, so it's going to be on the Hive blockchain. And then also on the Hive blockchain, you have SPS and swap.hive paying the highest amount, 16.8%. Now, what makes these interesting is that each of these three pays out in SPS as a reward token. So you get SPS, you pair it with either BNB, DEC, or swap.hive, and you get paid out in SPS, right? So if SPS goes up in value, you'll probably see that APR rise up. But keep in mind that SPS is a part of the pool. So just because SPS does like a 2x doesn't mean that the APR is going to 2x. If my rough math is right, if I'm thinking about it the right way, it should be only half of the increase. But again, I'm not thinking too strongly about that. All I'm saying is that when you have exposure, it's not going to be a 1-to-1 like that. So these are your options if you wanted to participate in pools that pay out in SPS. But there are also some other options out there, and I'm going to go over to BSwap to let you know. So if we jump up here, and these are going to be on Hive Engine as well. So you can see here that, for example, SPS and PKM, so this is the Peak Monsters token, and shout out to Peak Monsters for all that they do. This is actually paying out 32%, 32.474. But keep in mind that you are always going to have risk to whatever SPS is paired in. You own half of it in SPS and half of it in another token, whether that is swap.hive, BNB, DEC, or now PKM, right? So if you're gonna buy half of whatever, like, or take your SPS, sell half of it for PKM, you better know what you're getting into. And I'm not gonna get into the white paper or what PKM is here, but it is something that does pay out, right? And their rewards are paid out in several different tokens. So you get SPS, DEC, as well as the PKM token. Now, there are a couple of others here that are part of the sister games, right, or the sister platforms. So you have SPS GLX and SPS Colony. SPS GLX, I mean, this platform is just kind of sad. I don't really know what's going on there, but it is paying out only 2.17%. So I probably wouldn't look there because I wouldn't want to be holding GLX, not financial advice, but it's just like, I don't really know what's going on with that platform currently. Their flagship game just got, it's going through a transition right now, and I don't know what'll be coming to it in the future. I wish it well, and I'm still holding GLX. So to be fair and transparent, I'm still holding my GLX. It's just sitting there, right? But I'm not doing anything with it, and I'm definitely not going to like throw it in with SPS, right? It just doesn't make sense, especially not for such a dismal return. SPS Colony, on the other hand, is about 8.9%. And the Arcade Colony platform does have a lot more going for it, but once again, I would highly recommend that you do your research if you want to be holding Colony token. And so let's see if there's anything else here. So yeah, this is paying out Colony. I don't know. This is paying out in Dog and Mio W Leo tokens. I don't even know if that's worth anything, but well, it's obviously not if it's only 2.1%. So these are the options that you have if you decide that you no longer want to participate in SPS staking. But keep in mind, if you stake SPS, you're still getting a baseline percentage, and then it also adds a boost or a multiplier to your gameplay, right? So if there's nobody to rent it out to, I mean, for me, if I can't rent out any more of my SPS, I guess I'll just go through and try to earn a little bit more SPS by hanging on to it rather than delegating it out to any other account. Does that increase the amount of SPS I win? Is that easy to track? Not necessarily, right? It's not as easy as looking at the 4.5% that you could get for renting it out. And that's roughly where it was. So that's what you're missing out. Whether we're at 8, 9, or 10, 11%, like you could add another 4% if you can find somebody who's willing to rent out your SPS at the bare minimum, right? 0.001 was the price. But that's all you're really missing out on. You still have a baseline, and as we went through all these other options here, probably the most appealing one, in my opinion, and again, this is not financial advice, would probably be SPS Swap.Hive. Again, these two tokens aren't necessarily correlated, and connected at the hip. But if SPS starts to succeed, or if Swap.Hive starts to succeed, we've seen both of them pump in a previous bull run, kind of together and at the same time. Again, past results is not an indicator indicative of a future return, so keep that in mind. But 16.8% is higher than anything else that you're going to see right now, and you get exposure to two tokens that are very strong and high. So I'm not telling you to go and do that. I'm just saying that's where the APR is right now. You could probably make the same rationale for SPS BNB if you're bigger on a larger chain like BNB. But that's really all I have for you guys in this video. I don't want this to come off at all as financial advice. You can see that I'm not really partaking in any of the pools. I have a little bit here, and I'm earning, what is this? My share, it's not even clocking in at all. And this 0.25% is not even accurate anymore. That's how much I used to have, but it never got cleaned out when I pulled out my liquidity. So pools are a fun game. I'm having way more fun participating in pools in land right now than I am with here. And if you want, I guess you could always take your capital, take your SPS, sell it for land resources and do that. But I wouldn't recommend that either, especially if you want to have exposure to SPS in the long run. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.